Hi, welcome back to Science 1206, the Sustainability of Ecosystems unit. I'm Miss Ledwell, and in this video, we'll talk about protecting biodiversity. Let's get started. Biodiversity loss refers to the global extinction of species and the decline or disappearance of species within specific habitats. According to the United Nations, biodiversity loss is occurring at an unprecedented rate, faster than any other period in Earth's history. Human actions that threaten biodiversity and sustainability include the destruction of habitat, climate change, pollution, introducing invasive species, and overexploitation of resources. In ecology, the word extinction refers to the permanent loss of an organism due to the death of all members of a species. This results in a global loss of biodiversity. The rate of extinction has increased dramatically over the past 30 years, as we can see from this graph to the side. In our province, the great auk and the Newfoundland wolf are two examples of organisms that have gone extinct, resulting in a loss of biodiversity. Every organism in an ecosystem is intricately linked to others, forming a complex web of life. The extinction of even a single species can trigger a domino effect, reducing biodiversity and potentially leading to the collapse of entire food chains. This loss can destabilize the ecosystem, affecting all the organisms within it. According to the Newfoundland and Labrador Endangered Species Act, endangered species are at high risk of becoming extinct or locally extinct, and the word for that is extirpated. Characteristics of species in this category may include a declining population, fewer than 250 mature individuals, an area of occupancy smaller than 500 kilometers squared, or existence at no more than 5 locations. Without conservation efforts, these species are likely to disappear from the region. Examples in our province are the Barron's willow, wolverine, and ivory gull. A threatened species is a species that is likely to become endangered unless actions are taken to address the factors threatening its survival. Species in this category may show signs like a declining population, fewer than 1,000 mature individuals, an area of occupancy less than 2,000 kilometers squared, or present at no more than 10 locations. Examples from this province are the woodland caribou and the red crossbill. Vulnerable species have characteristics that make them particularly sensitive to human activities or natural events, such as oil spills or habitat loss. They may have very specific habitat or dietary needs that are under threat. Without effective management, these species are at risk of becoming threatened or endangered. This category also includes species like the peregrine falcon that have recovered from being endangered but are not yet considered secure. The designation of species at risk can shift, reflecting the effectiveness of conservation efforts. Species may face increased threats if conservation measures are insufficient, leading to a more critical status. Conversely, effective management and recovery programs can significantly improve a species' prospects, leading to positive changes in its conservation status. Such is the case with the Newfoundland marten. In February 2024, the Newfoundland marten's conservation status was improved from threatened to vulnerable. This change reflects the success of recovery programs initiated by the Newfoundland and Labrador government and the federal government since the 1990s, when the species was classified as endangered. Next up, we're going to look at a summary of all the new terms we just introduced for species at risk. The first category is extinct species. A species is considered extinct when there are no living individuals left anywhere in the world. Our next category was endangered species. Endangered species are at high risk of becoming extinct or locally extinct, and the term for that is extirpated. Next, we looked at threatened species. A threatened species is a species that is likely to become endangered unless actions are taken to address the factors threatening its survival. And the last category we looked at was vulnerable species. Vulnerable species have characteristics that make them particularly sensitive to human activities or natural events, such as oil spills or habitat loss. Without effective management, these species are at risk of becoming threatened or endangered. This category also includes species that have recovered from being endangered but are not yet considered secure. Now we're going to discuss the role of protected areas. Protected areas, such as national parks and wildlife reserves, play an important role in conserving biodiversity. Protected areas serve as sanctuaries where ecosystems are preserved and where threatened and endangered species can recover and increase their populations. Local actions can significantly contribute to global conservation efforts to conserve biodiversity. Communities can engage in habitat restoration or species monitoring programs to help maintain local ecosystems. Individuals can contribute by participating in local cleanup initiatives, being mindful of their resource use, and advocating for sustainable policies. Education also plays a crucial role in spreading awareness about the importance of biodiversity. By informing and involving more people, we can cultivate a broader commitment to preserving biological diversity on Earth, which is essential for ecological health and human well-being. Now it's time to review. Complete the learning activities for this lesson, then be sure to take a break from your screen before continuing on to the next lesson.